I am Ramjit Madasina from Tribhuvan University, Nepal. I am a teacher, poet and critic. I often come across the discourse of virtue in its practice in my field, such as professional virtue, human virtue, and social virtue. The next name of virtue is ethics for me. I think that virtues and ethics are contextual. They are guided by social, professional, and individual norms and values. When we talk about universal human virtues, some good human qualities such as love, compassion, sensitivity, care, forgiveness, integrity surface in the discussion. The question for the moment is not only what virtue is, but what is the practical application of these virtues in everyday life. The world exists because these virtues are in practice around us. The society is there for long because some virtues are working at the base of this social foundation structure. But if we see things on the surface, the scene appears different. It seems that virtues are not in function, but the case is not so. Let me present an example from my life that will tell how on the surface virtues seem to be disappearing. It was a decade ago. We were constructing our new house. My neighbors took it normally till the first story was done. When the second story was started, they began to ask, how many stories are you going to construct? But when it was heightened to the third story, they dropped their questions and started to say Namaste sir to me. I was living in the area for about a decade by then, but it was the first time I received any Namaste in my neighborhood. I was the same person, but now my house was different. Before, it was a 3-room tin roofed hut, but now a 3-story tall building, taller than many houses in the neighborhood. Why did my neighbor suddenly find I was a respectable person after my house was 3-story tall? Because it valued my money, my material achievement. This is a common picture of social thought in many parts of the world now. On this background, a few questions arise when you talk about virtue, when you try to create virtue movement. What social system have we developed? What social ethics have we constructed? How do we define the meaning of our existence? Do virtues help us live our everyday life? What is the connection between virtue and the modern day living? Why should we promote it? The answer is obvious. The old Indian era values money, power, and material success. human virtues are relegated to the secondary position in this world these days. When we realize this, when we see this situation, a more serious question comes up. What can we do to promote virtues in such a situation? A few questions come along this question again. How many of us live virtuous life? How do we strike a balance between virtue and materialism? If you ask me, my answer is yes. There are people who can be model for the society, looking at whom we can see how we can live a virtuous life without being devoid of materialistic benefits. We need not just repeat the name of the old people who are our great people, no doubt, such as the Buddha, the Gandhi, the Mandela. Just talking about them, we may not be able to instill virtue in the society at present. They can be good examples, but they are not enough. What we can do is, we need to find the people around us, or we may develop ourselves as models. Yes, it takes time, but in the long run, the society will understand it. For example, in my nation, there are some of my role models. They are honest in their professional life. They maintain morality as the society defines it and argue to change them when necessary. They write and campaign for the right of the marginalized, the subalterns. They speak for injustice and work against injustice. They use social media for the promotion of universal virtues in us. They even go for weeks-long hunger strike, but do not resort to violence. We can see many people participate in the campaign they run. The governments have to come to them for negotiations. Virtue comes winner at last. The society learns from them. The youth and the children make them their role models. For this, we can do a few things in our own life also. We can include virtue as a subject matter in our family talk. Even family can encourage school-going children to act humanely instead of winning the classmates. As teachers or participants of any forum, we can behave virtually to set examples. But we must keep in mind in all this that mere virtue education without practical life applications cannot bring change in the current situation. At the same time, we should not forget that there are many people who are virtuous in action in life. There are many people who are ready to promote it. Virtues are what each person loves to have if the life runs smoothly. We just need to speak out. We just need to go ahead. We need to carry on the burning lamp amid the storm. The light is dear to all. I hope this virtue movement will be helpful to make our world a better place. I guess we can contribute from where we are. With my best wishes for this movement, I'd like to say goodbye. Thank you all. Namaste.